بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الأمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Today we're going to revise together what we have studied together this week, grade 5 and grade 6 both, okay, in grammar, which is contractions and negatives, okay. So sorry that we didn't have a video last week because we had a big competition on Saturday and I wasn't able to record any videos. So it was the first time that I don't record the video, but thanks God that it was during that week, the last week, the lessons they were so easy. So thanks God. Okay, so this week we're going to carry on with the videos. Okay, on YouTube to revise for what we have studied together in Amjad Qurtuba International Schools. So, of course, what we have studied, everyone considers this as the easiest lesson ever, but what you consider as easy is something that you have to be afraid of, because when you feel that something is easy, maybe you're going to commit mistakes when solving it, so please pay attention to teacher. Contractions and negatives, okay? So I'm going to read the vision of our school on YouTube, okay? So our vision in Amjad Qurtuba International Schools is to be a pioneer in providing entertaining education to a creative generation holding its belief strongly in accordance with a modern progressive vision. That's our vision. Okay, so first of all, we're going to define contractions. A contraction is two words joined together with one or more letters dropped and replaced by an apostrophe. But teacher, you're making it harder. No, I'm not. So it's the shortened form. Okay, it's the shortened form. Some verbs with some subjects in English, we're going to have the long form. Okay, or I'm calling it the long form, and we're going to have the contracted form or the shortened form. Okay, some people ask me during the sessions, but teacher, why do we have like a shortened form? Some people, they say, if you go back to the books of the great writers, they're going to say that the shortened form is going to be the official language of the United States of America and Britain or any country which is speaking English in the few coming years. But some other people, they say it's only the informal way of writing in English. So whenever you are writing a letter to your boss, please do not use contracted forms. Okay. So a contraction is two words joined together. For example, I have the two words here. I have the verb do and I have not. Of course, we are talking about contractions and negatives. Here you can see that's a contracted form of a negative verb. Okay. So do not is going to be don't, and I will is going to be I'll, and there is a difference in writing it in English, and there is a difference in pronouncing it. You can see that I'm saying I will, it's going to be I'll, and do not is going to be don't. So as easy as that. The contracted form is a shortened form to make the language easier. It's an informal way in writing, so please don't use it whenever you are writing a formal letter. So, for example, here we have this beautiful photo, okay? So, as if I is committing or is experiencing a crash or an accident, okay? And this is am, so it's going to be I am during the crash, okay, or the accident. We lost the A, okay? And we have replaced the A with what we call in English an apostrophe. So, it's going to be am. So I am going to school. This is the formal way of saying it in English. It changes into I'm going to school. So here we're going to classify it. When we have the word have, okay, it's as easy as this. Yes, it's a rule with have. You're going to omit the H and the A and you're going to replace it by an apostrophe I've. It's going to be I've with they've and you've. So you're not going to pronounce the H and the A. It's going to be I've with they've and you have. Here, for example, I have found my lost toy. Of course, it's in the present perfect. Here you can change it into I've found my lost toy. Then here we have a big problem. So sorry, you know the scent today. It's a catastrophe. Okay, so they had is going to be they'd, and here she had the same, we had the same, he had the same, you had the same. We're going to omit the H and the A, and we're going to replace it by an apostrophe D. The big problem that we're going to face, grade 5 and grade 6, is that would is going to be in the contracted form apostrophe D2. So whenever you're reading a text which is informal, you're going to find, for example, we had, okay, we apostrophe D, okay, you have to decide, it's up to you whether it's would or had, and it's easy to decide, okay, because would and had, they don't play the same role, okay. So you'd better go home. Here, of course, we have will, which is so easy for everyone. It's going to be hill, apostrophe double L, the shortened form. But what I want you to pay attention to is will not. Some people are going to say the shortened form of will not is willn't, which is wrong. And I swear to God, I had people during the last week, they said willn't, which is wrong. Please pay attention to it. So will not, the contracted form or the shortened form of will not is won't. It's not willn't. Then we have are, of course. With are, we're going to omit the a. It needs a lot of practice, okay? You need to practice this, okay, to be a professional. So you are is going to be you are. We are is going to be we are. They are is going to be they are. See, so we're going to omit the a and change it or replace it with an apostrophe. So you are my friend, you're my friend, okay? And when you have a dictation, for example, in an embassy or something like that, okay, to decide what is your level, they're going to say this, you're my friend, okay? As if he's saying your, which is a possessive pronoun. So please pay attention. You're my friend means you are my friend. Then here we have is, which is going to drop the I, and we're going to replace it with an apostrophe, okay? So that is going to be that's, what is going to be what's, he is going to be his, and pay attention to this whenever we have a dictation, because we have his, the possessive pronoun, and his, which is he, apostrophe s, she is, she's, who is, whose, and it is, which is its. Please pay attention that the contracted form of has is going to be apostrophe S2. So whenever you're reading and you're going to find the contracted form, which is an apostrophe and S, maybe it's going to be is, maybe it's going to be has, and maybe it's going to be us, because the contracted form of let us is going to be let's. But this one is easy because we use let's do this and this and this to express suggestion, for example. So is going to be apostrophe S. Now let's move forward to not, which is a negation, of course. Here, as you can see, in cannot, can already ends with an N. So no need to move the N. We only omit the N and the O and change them with an apostrophe. However, in do not, we do not have an N in do, so we're going to move this N here, and we're going to omit the O. It's going to be don't. The same way with is not, we're going to move the N here, and we're going to omit the O. It's going to be isn't. The same here, move the N here, omit the O, wasn't. Move the N here and omit the O, and it's going to be aren't. Move the N here and omit the O, and it's going to be didn't. So only please pay attention to can't and pay attention to will not. It will never move the N here and omit the O. All of that is wrong. It's not a rule. So here it's going to be won't. I cannot wait for my party. I can't wait for my party. The last thing that we have done together is testing our knowledge, okay? Here, for example, he had is going to be hid. Please pay attention to would. It's going to have the same contracted form. I am is going to be are not is going to be aren't. I will is going to be I'll. They are is going to be there. It is going to be its. And I would, as you can see, it's going to be I. Thank you so much. I know it's an easy lesson, but it was an honor that I have met you through YouTube and that you have watched my video. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, God willing, in the class. Goodbye.